Hey guys and gals, welcome back to Banished Souls. This is your host, Cryptic Gaming 723. Yes, I have to have numbers at the end of my name. It's always one of those things. But I hope you've been having a wonderful Easter, folks. Just hopping on here, kind of taking the day to just spend time with family and all. And it's evening, everyone's kind of went back home and all that. So it's always good to hop in and see what we got going on. So went in, funded everything with silver. We just queued up a lot of our factories. We went up to Talok. Now we're coming down here into St. Anne. And as much as I didn't want to split up two streams there, sometimes your internet connection has other ideas. So that's what happened there earlier. If you were watching the live stream, guys, sorry about that. We did get it kicked back up and continued off where we went. So what I'm doing now is I'm just checking to see what my silver reserves is versus my helm reserves, trying to make sure I can keep us in stock. So we're gonna make some of this gin here. We're going to need to get some more raw materials for the distillery. We're still looking pretty good up in Talok, so not too bad. But that is what this game is, man. It is continuing to grind. That is RPG game. So some news, something you're going to start seeing on our page. You probably have seen some of these older classic RPG games come out, and just doing some tests to see how many of our viewers actually still play the game. Is it really worth getting into it? And because I enjoy playing with the guys and the gals who view our channels. So Skull and Bones has been a great opportunity for that, and I'm wanting to expand because as games release, you start to get new releases and stuff. People will start to drift, and I want to make sure we can keep everybody in the community engaged in some form or another. So you will be seeing Hellraisers 2. I'm sorry, Helldivers 2. Yeah, Hellraisers 2. I think that was a movie. But yeah, so you'll be seeing Helldivers 2 for those who are unfamiliar with that. That is basically, if you've ever watched Starship Troopers, that's what it looks like in a video game. It looks really cool. It looks pretty awesome just from some of the stuff that I've seen online. So we're going to be teaming up with quite a few of the guys who introduced it into our Discord, and it sounded like we had a pretty good outcry. So we're getting all that. So we're going to be implementing both of those games in here, and also new releases as they come out. The popular games, because I want to make sure you're able to find information about any game that's coming out. So you can see if it's something you're going to be interested in. We'll show live streams of it. We'll do some gameplay on it and stuff. I don't always recommend games, but the ones that I do recommend are ones that I truly enjoy playing. Just show you what we're playing here and try to teach you how to play those games properly. Not really properly, but the way they were intended without having to use all the exploits. I know that's one of the big things that has taken over like gaming channels is the more exploits the game has that you can use, the greater that game seems to be praised, mainly because they're getting away from the normal gameplay, just as we used to when we would come up and load up those pickup delivery missions. We'd come out and we'd shoot that little liaison out here and grab 3 or 4, 2, sometimes 3 times the amount, and then haul it back in, and you could just keep doing that and build your helm reserves. Well, that's what they would call an exploit or something in the game, so they were able to fix that. Didn't figure it would last long. It was never intended to be that way. Yes, it pays a little bit more for destroying the liaison because you are getting that mark for death on you. But I wanted to bring in a really good, strong FPS game. I know that's one of the things I always enjoyed. I used to be big into Call of Duty and stuff back when I was younger. I actually had good reflexes and eyesight. But just seeing that game, it just looks amazing. So that's something we're going to be doing in Discord. Kind of put up some things, test a few of the games that are coming out, some games that have come out, and that one seemed like we already have quite a few Discord members in it. So that's going to create a greater opportunity for me to get in and talk with the viewers, play with the viewers, have fun with everybody. I want this to be a really good gaming community, a place where you can come and get the answers for the games that you want when you want to play it without trying to rely on that stuff, because they patch it eventually. And that's one of the things I think why this game, or really any Ubisoft game that has come out recently, gets such bad raps, is because they are coming into games and they're patching those areas quick. They want to make sure that when you're playing the game the way it was meant to be played. So when something like that's discovered, they find out what's up, they come in and they fix it, and it makes a lot of these gamers mad because they no longer have the exploits to draw you into their site. So I want to focus on showing you the proper way to do this. So We do see that we need to get some raw materials here, so we've got a couple of options. We can, one, hit the right button. We could come up here and get a quick influx up here. And I advise you just grab anything that you can on the contracts and choose what size ship you're coming back into port with. So we definitely need sugar cane. Oh, that was not roving. So okay, so it looks like we got quite a bit of the poppy contracts. So we'll grab those. I'm not going to do the ones that are not roving because the best way to keep silver is to not spend silver. Now you notice that one there wouldn't load up. Sometimes you can go back in here and find a contract, but typically it was a duplicate is why it wouldn't load up. So that's why that is. I've seen that question a few times. You know, why is it when I go in there, I'll see you grab 4 or 5 items, and sometimes you only grab 3. Well, it's because sometimes they post a duplicate in there. I don't know why they do that. That's just something that happens. So this is just a typical supply deal where you would buy it for silver. So I don't need it. I should have left it, but I wasn't paying attention. Usually roving is at top, so we do have the 3 roving missions here. Now, one of the things that you will notice is typically if you come up to an area and you were only able to get 1 mission, make sure you check the island's helm liaison that's closest to you, because sometimes that mission will suddenly become available because of the fast travel. So let's see if we can find, I think there's one on Lamichael. You know, honestly, I've not ran this island much. Went in here a couple times. That's the overseas smuggler. I don't know if that's the guy when he talked to the sea. Yeah, so he doesn't have any now either. So that can happen, but make sure that you check it before you leave. We're going to change our ship out here. What are we in? Sandbug. Okay, I think we're going to switch over to the bark. We could do the snow. The bark's just a little faster. It's about the same capacity, so let's make sure everything's set up and I haven't removed any weapons or anything. No, everything's still good. Okay, so one of the things I've been going through the last few days is going through and building my ship out the way that I prefer it, without having to strip weapons off of another ship, so they're always ready to go in battle. I do recommend you do that, especially get to the point where you're bringing in 8s so you don't have everything to spend it on. Well, that's a good thing to start investing that towards. So let us set sail. And all we do is we just shoot the liaison. They're going to give us the materials. You'll get a little bit of a bonus. I think it's around 20 pieces or something. But it's not the double or triple anymore, unfortunately. I believe that guy just finished running that. So we'll have to wait a second for the liaison to spawn. And there he popped. There we go. That's who we're going for. Now, if you're coming out here and you and another person are running toward this, don't freak out. Don't get crazy. Hop into voice chat and just explain, hey, let me get a shot. As long as you each get a shot on it, it's going to give you both the completion of that contract. So, looks like this guy's kind of sitting. He's waiting. I'll get a shot in, then he can finish it off. And as you get closer, make sure you get a good shot. He may be purchasing. You wasted ammo, bro. And there are those guys who like to run it as you would a merchant business, which is to properly buy the materials and stuff as well. But then all you do is go back to dock. I just got my little flash. My batteries are about to die on this controller, so I need to swap a battery around here, folks. Again, sorry about that. I usually do that before logging in, but they usually last a couple days. But on occasion, I think they actually sit up there and just continue to purchase from that guy. I don't know what they're doing. My thing is not to buy the supplies. I want the supplies to create silver. If you're spending silver to get the raw ingredients, and then you're spending silver to refine it or use it at the laboratory, and then you're spending silver again to refine it that final time, you're not coming out further ahead. That's why you want to cut out the silver aspect and cut out the aspect of actually selling for eights. That's my philosophy in the game, but that's a pirate mentality, I guess, of how to play the game. And there's different ways you can play the game however you want. Understand you've got the type that they want to make sure that they can slow you up, and that's the way they do. And hey, that's just part of playing the game. Then you have the type that's going to get mad at the way that you play the game. So there's going to be different options and different aspects of everything out there, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I guess I can collect eights and keep talking, or y'all can hop out. But either way, appreciate you here. We'll keep the stream running. But yeah, man, it's been a great experience. I've enjoyed being able to jump online at any time and join in with everyone who watches our videos, and guys who have come over from Facebook and stuff as well, and people that have brought their friends over from other communities they used to be a part of that have since kind of slowed down, and nobody's ever on anymore. So I want to make sure that we keep this a vibrant community where there's always something great to play. So, and that seems to be Skull and Bones. I'm loving it. It looks like a lot of guys are adding into the rotation those Helldivers 2, and then it looked like there's some really good Xbox exclusives coming out, and then some good PlayStation exclusives coming out. And I can't really call myself a gamer and talk bad about either side, because honestly I love the exclusives on both sides. So it sounds like there's a new Halo maybe going to be getting released here. They're working on a game also that's supposed to be a response to the Helldivers 2, to create a situation like that for over at the Xbox. They haven't released a name or even when that's going to start production. There's no telling. But one of the things I've learned is I like to play all aspects of stuff. I've owned PlayStation, I've owned Xbox. The only console I didn't own was the PS5, so we put our order in yesterday. That should be here. It sounded like Wednesday. You know how it can get with deliveries and stuff. Looked around locally, and I don't know. I couldn't find any bundles. I like the Spider-Man games used to play on the PS4, and they got the new one where now you get to use the symbiote suit and fight Venom and all kinds of really cool aspects of the game. So I didn't want to miss out on that. So that was what I was looking for in a bundle at the time. So went ahead and did that on Amazon. That was great. But it's going to open up where a lot of our guys are PC and PS5. About a third of them are Xbox, and we all play about the same games. But they're we hear about these other games that they're trying out, and it's like, oh man, that actually sounds really cool. So that's one of the cool things about our community is we share information as far as like, man, this is a great game to add into it. If you're enjoying the sailing, but you do wish you had a little bit more of that sword play and stuff like that. That's why I was kind of looking at like Elder Scroll. Popped a few videos on there or something we could jump in, but that's one of those deep grind games, man, that really can become addictive. So I don't want to steer away from Skull and Bones. This is something I will be playing for a while. I mean, we've got 4 seasons planned. They're talking like the 5th one's planned, but they haven't released any information on it, so not sure what's going to happen with that. But definitely sounds like there's some great stuff coming out, so I'm cannot wait until that happens. This would probably be a good time to swing up through that other coastline too and pick up some freaking bananas and stuff, because my food reserves are running low. We ran a big PvP over on our Discord group where we had all the members, whoever wanted to join in could come and hunt the Discord leaders, which there's 4 of us at the time. And so we were outnumbered by like a lot, but we gave as well as we got. Find some nice spots in the map where we could stand our ground, and you had to really come in, but it was going to cost you on the way in type deals. And that was a lot of fun. So I think we'll go down here and then we'll cut over. So one of the things with this game, as you're collecting 8s, you have to be aware of the aggro that you've created in the game, just getting your eights, that's what cues your uh, fleets to come in, which would be like your plague fleets and stuff. But you can kind of turn that to where it's going to be helms. Like this here's a helm ship now. Well, how did that happen? Well, it's because we ran that helm pickup and destroyed the liaison, and we have a mark for death. So this is what they do. They send this at you instead of those. And I would much rather deal with helm ships any day. Well, these helm ships, they do get some crazy strong ones once you start looking into running helm wagers and stuff like that. They just supersize these boys with their strength, man, or girls, you know. But yeah, it could get pretty brutal. So we had some of our members, they were as a husband and wife team, and they were collecting some eights and ran a helm wager together, and it was massive. I don't think I've seen that many helm ships on the sea in a very long time, since back when the roving deliveries were messed up and you would take your Skull products down south toward the Grand Fillets. And man, it would just be as far as I could see sometimes with black sails, and you could fight your way through, but it wasn't easy. But yeah, so it was crazy last night. It was a lot of fun to jump in. I mean, probably followed them around for a good hour, and just shooting ships like crazy. Then you realize, you know, hey, it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. Maybe I should probably get some sleep. So yeah, that's always a great thing when we have that much fun with everybody. But great group of people that've come over though. I mean, you've got all ages. I mean, I say all ages. Obviously, everyone's 18 and up. We this game and most of the games that we play are 18 and up. Plus, you know, it just keeps the community more mature, I guess. But I think our youngest players are maybe mid to late 20s, so it's been really cool. And everyone seems to be meshing together into a pretty good gaming community. We don't have a bunch of griefers talking smack and all that crap. It's always people willing to help. So it sounds like a community you want to be a part of. Then I definitely recommend that you comment in down below and say, hey man, I'd like to join your Discord group, and we'll get you an invite. We're always looking for people who have something to add, even if it's just an extra voice and a smile. You know, I mean, there's plenty of negativity out there when it comes to gaming. Well, really when it comes to everything in life, but we want to make sure that you've got a place where you can come play the games you enjoy playing, play with people who share your passion for a game, and I think that's been one of the greatest successes of Banished Souls so far. Is we're a pretty new group. In fact, we just started a Discord group right at the same time the game was coming out, so and started trying to do some test phase with a few gaming videos and stuff, and you just never really know how the market's going to hit on that. But let me tell you, it's been awesome to just watch this community grow and actually get to know a lot of people from all over the world, man. Learning a lot of stuff about different cultures and stuff too, which has been really cool too. But I'm just the type of person that enjoys getting to know people and trying to figure out, you know, what our similarities are. There's plenty of differences on everybody. I mean, it's that which similars which makes us human. Okay, I don't know if this is a spot I gotta collect or not. I don't know. Let us check. It is not something we own yet, so time to move on. Hey, get off me. So I had a question about why don't I pick up a lot of the resources and stuff that we see. Well, I usually hold out for good payouts and stuff. All this mess that they typically pay out in commodities, it doesn't draw a lot of money. Um, or I've got thousands upon thousands of stacks within the warehouse already of this stuff. So like when you're looking at this raw metal material here, the cobalt, I've got so many cobalt ingots. There's not anything I'm not going to be able to buy. And then if I need some, I come over, just plow through here real quick, and there's plenty to mine. So it's not really one of those commodities that's very rare. Now I think it was the Man Godin video we had up, the rascal I went taking the precision drill bits and the screws and stuff. Well, because I have about 1,900 of each already, I don't really need it. But what I do in that is you'll see everybody that's fighting in there. We all have contracts available, and we'll spend a couple hours in there just farming everything into commodities and stuff. And as long as you leave it in the ocean, it's not going to go away as long as someone in your team, when you have 3 guys in a group, as long as one of those stay in the area, it doesn't despawn. So you can run grab your snow at the end of the big farm event, because you're all fighting there anyway. Make sure you got plenty of cannonballs. And then by the time the last contract's done, there's so much in resource, you can come out with snow and just be tapping the Y button the whole way. You just run back and forth across that length of ocean there, and you're going to have all that stuff put in there, minus the treasure maps. You can only carry 5. I don't bother with treasure maps personally. Used to, but haven't in a very long time. Okay, we're headed the wrong way somehow. Here we go. We got to turn in here, I think. Nope. Going the wrong way. I gotta focus on what I'm doing and stop talking so much, don't I? I think this is it. It is. It's probably one of our new members come over from YouTube. Can't see his name though. See if he's in chat. We'll hop into the war room, see if he joins up. And doesn't look familiar, but we have such a big influx sometimes when we're bringing in our new invites, man. It can take us a few days to start to recognize names and voices, but it's always a lot of fun. I am waiting on one member who's needing some. I've never noticed that up there before. Huh. So one of the cool things about this game is you can come through and see things that you haven't noticed. Well, that's what happens when you try to create a blockade and you're in a little John boat. You don't last long. That's that new privateer ship right there, I think, behind me. We'll get out here in the open water. Fight them on my grounds. I think we're getting pretty close to a pickup here. I go to the right. I guess I need to get the rest of Africa, but honestly, the amount I'm bringing in a day on my 8s, I just don't see the need to create more areas that's going to cost more silver, because then it's going to be where I'm going to be having to run and do silver farming all the time. And like I say, I'd love to play, I'll play several games throughout a period of a day. Sometimes I'll get on a game like this when it comes out, and I'll grind on it for a month straight. Very little sleep. Rank up, get to a point where I can start adding some of the content from some new games into my gameplay. That's one of the things with, gaming. There's so many different styles. Now, I know there's some guys that they'll go until they've mastered the game, until they're like Superman in that thing. And that's a cool way to play too. I like to add variety to my gaming. It'd be like getting up and eating oatmeal every day. I like oat milk, especially with a little bit of maple and cinnamon in it. Pretty good stuff. But I hope you've enjoyed the stream, guys. We're going to hop off here.